Vai.
Hello, hi everybody. Ciao a tutti, spero che riuscite a sentirci,
Vai.
riuscite a vederci. Sorry that we are a little bit late today. It's been a very busy morning, but hopefully we can make up for the wasted time. Ciao ragazzi, ciao Fabrizio, ciao Laura che ha appena completato la saga, ciao Grelo, ciao Matt,
Auguri.
ciao a tutti quanti, bonjour, ciao a tutti. Today we are going to talk a little bit about all the upcoming project, both our projects and the first ever third-party RPG using our signature director's cut system, which is High School Cthulhu. I don't know how to pronounce Cthulhu, but you will
We
forgive
won't
me.
try it,
Yeah,
so you know it.
Cthulhu. Yeah, the
Cthulhu, no,
the
I don't know. Like
the
an ancient
tentacle.
of the sea. I don't know. It doesn't have any sense. But
Yeah, the tentacle guy. Um, so, first things first. We'll take a couple of minutes to discuss about what is coming for Household Volume 2, and then we'll have here with us Simone Raspi from Gear Games that will talk us with us a little bit about their upcoming project High School Cthulhu, and then we will reveal at the end of this live stream the official launch date for Household Volume 2 on BackerKit, so that you know what you'll have to expect.
finalmente, come dirà qualcuno, soprattutto gli italiani, ma sì, restate connessi con noi, lo ripeto in italiano, fino alla fine della live, perché dopo aver parlato un po' e aver fatto due chiacchiere con Simone Raspi, che forse conoscerete per Vulcania, di High School Cthulhu, il loro prossimo gioco che lanceranno a breve, che usa il nostro sistema Director's Cut. Alla fine di questa live riveleremo anche la data di partenza della campagna di crowdfunding di Household Volume 2.
So something that was not, something that we didn't do on purpose about Household is that Household first came up in Italy in 2019, as Gaia is writing from the chat. So, and the event in Household, the saga of the fragile piece, this book here, take place in a span of 5 years, which means basically that we are launching now the crowdfunding campaign for Household Volume 2 after
In
5
real
years.
time.
In real time, yeah. And
After
also,
living for the past 5 years, like the characters from Household.
since there is basically 1-2 years of gap between Household Volume 1 and Household Volume 2, between the events of the two books, that means that when the books come out, you basically you will be playing the saga in real time, especially if you are, of course, an Italian player and you have the first edition of Household. You're basically playing in real time, so it's unbelievable that this happened. And to celebrate this extremely precise timeline, we just realized, and this is
We realized like
a week ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
we do the math. We did the math like 2 days ago.
I so much want to say that we were kind of, this is all prepared, that this is all a great marketing strategy. I know, Adrian, it probably shouldn't be live yet, but yeah, that's a spoiler. But basically, we just find out that we are about to reach the day in which the saga would have ended. So basically, in 2019, we launched Household. There was a saga, playable saga, that lasts for 5 in-game year, and the saga of the fragile piece ended on a 21 of October, 5 years later. So basically, in real time, we decided the 21 of October would be the best day not to launch a campaign, but to introduce you to the garden. So
Yes.
let me see. I can't find anything today, but I should be able. Yes. So, on the 21st of October, we will launch an introduction to the garden, which basically is, I don't want to call it a quick start. You cannot call it a quick start because it's not a playable quick start, but it's an introduction to the garden. It's basically a PDF where you will find a lot of useful information about the garden and about what is coming in Household Volume 2. There will be a lot of arts, new folks, new vocations, new places, and especially one thing that many of you are wondering since a lot of years now is who really is the Fae of Imperial Blood who attacked Feriev and ended the Fragile Peace at the end of Volume 1. This is a name that we have been keeping secret for 5 years now, and since the Battle of Feriev take place the 21st of October, we decided that what better day than the 21st of October
finally reveal the name of this Litling.
This very famous Litling who basically guided the wild fairies through the window in the dining room. Quindi per gli italiani la rilasceremo il 21 ottobre, che è il giorno dell'attacco a Feriev, 5 anni dopo, quindi in tempo reale con l'attacco a Feriev che si svolgerebbe proprio tra poco, tra 3 settimane, rilasceremo questa introduction to the garden, che praticamente non è proprio un quick start perché non è giocabile, non ci sono regole o schede, c'è già il quick start di Household volume 1, ma è un bel documento che vi fa vedere che cosa vi dovete aspettare in termini di regole, opzioni di gioco, novità, art nel giardino. Quindi lo trovo sempre, abbiamo deciso di fare comunque questa specie di quick start, anche se in realtà è
un seguito vero, il volume 2, quindi il sistema di gioco lo conoscete ormai.
Tu Little Mice fai i quick start delle espansioni, siamo a questo livello, oltre.
Esatto.
Bene. So, before we go back to Household and also to other to others. Before we go to Gear Games, I also wanted to say that we said in this live stream that we will talk also of the upcoming project. 2 things that I want to say: that next year, at the beginning of next year, we will have a very special project for us, and it's something that doesn't use our signature system, so it will be something completely new, and we will talk about that after the campaign of Household. But please keep your eyes open for something that is coming and we are very proud of. Second, just to hit you on both sides, it's not Excalibur Ruins of Camelot, guy, I'm sorry. It's something new you are not expecting. And also, I can confirm that, as many of you are asking and as many of you figured out, there will be an Outgunned 3, possibly next year, possibly around May, we don't know.
The idea is to have the third Outgunned campaign around the same year we did the last two, the same period, so around May.
And it's my pleasure to inform you that it will be it will be another genre book, because you guys were so supportive about Outgunned Adventure, so we decided that is a good format, a cool format. So get ready for another genre book that will take you all in another kind of
another genre entirely. But we will do. We have
and it's not pirate. It's not pirate. It's not Jules Verne. In case you are wondering, it's something new. But before we go back to Household and announce the official date and all that kind of stuff, let us welcome Simone from every Italian RPG designer is called Simone, I'm afraid, from
It is.
Gear Games, and here it is. Hi Simone, you can unmute yourself. Sorry.
Hello there. Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Gli italiani ovviamente conoscono Simone per, forse vi ricorderete di lui per giochi come Vulcania. And Simone and Gear Games, they are very famous here in Italy for another game which is called Vulcania, which is here, which is a steampunk RPG, and they are currently about to launch on October the 8th, so in a week now.
Very close.
Yeah, they are about to launch a new game called High School Cthulhu, and this game will use our signature system. This is the first time that we are giving the permission. I don't know how to say that, but we are
To someone.
allowing someone to build on the director's cut, and hopefully you will follow. Yeah, it's not a license, it's more friendly than a license. We are not taking any money from this project, so I wouldn't call it a license. Otherwise, my lawyer would be over Simone right now. Spoiler, I don't have a lawyer. So, Simone, do you want to talk us a little bit about Gear Games, who you are, what you do?
Yes, we are Italian Swiss publisher, and we started in 2019 with Vulcania, as I said before, and we produce tabletop role-playing games. Our passion, and we are approaching to a new project, High School Cthulhu, that it's completely different from Vulcania, because it's another approach to the game, to the RPG game, and it deals with teen drama and Lovecraftian horrors set in the 90s, and so the director's cut perfect for our game, because it's an engine design for a cinematic type game, and we are talking about a TV series, a teen drama, so it's perfectly with our game.
This is it's been an hilarious meeting between us and also, first of all, a little bit of history for the non-Italian guys here. Vulcania and the first edition of Household and Broken Compass were distributed by the same distributor,
Yeah.
and the same guys as Memento Mori.
Yes.
So basically we were all together. Imagine in Lucca you will find Household, and then next to Household there's Vulcania and Memento Mori.
Before the end of the world.
Yeah, so it's we've shared many moments together. We've been together through rain and more rain, since in every Italian convention it rains, funny enough. So yes, the first time that Simone came to us to talk about High School Cthulhu, of course, we asked what they wanted to do, something the director's cut, and we were like, well, okay, what do you want to do? And they were like, we are going to do a 19 teen drama with Lovecraftian horror, so it will be the Call of Cthulhu plus Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, something similar, yeah.
Something like that.
Yes.
So this OC Lovecraft, this Dawson's Creek, featuring Dagonian spawns. I don't know how they're called, but yeah, we thought that it was an incredible, cool concept. I think that the 90s And you know Broken Compass, you know Outgun, so you know that me and Simone, we are fans, of course, of the 90s, and we think they are still an kind of an underappreciated, you know, era, but it's going on. There is a lot of 80s in TVs, but now that we millennial are growing and we are talking a little bit more, we are bringing these 90s vibes, and it was extremely fitting with the system, with this idea. Also, they are building, and correct me if I'm wrong, Simone, but they are building not a very action-oriented game. Of course, there is a lot of action because you are, you know, in a cinematic kind of setting, of approach, but there is also a lot of drama involved, a lot of growing up, meeting new friend, facing the horrors of puberty and the horrors. So it's how would you describe the game? What's the reference?
But, you see the reference, as you said, TV series like Buffy or Riverdale or Beverly Hills, Dawson's Creek, and it's a strange mix between the teen drama and the Lovecraftian horror that mix up and create an original atmosphere. We set a Goliardic tone of our game. Obviously, it's not a serious game, and we introduced some specific mechanic to catch this tone and this atmosphere. On one side, the drama, so every character, every student, because in High School Cthulhu you play the students of the high school of Innsmouth, because the game is set in our version of Innsmouth. And on the other hand, there are the cosmic horrors that rose up from the past of the city, because there are many references of the Lovecraft works in our game. So you can find many links between the stories of Lovecraft and the characters and the NPCs of his book.
And how much, because I believe that's something that the first question that comes to mind is how fantasy, how much the horror, like, can you play an horror? Can you have powers? Is it something like it's very obvious, like Wednesday or things like that, or it's very, you know, mystery like Riverdale, like you never know if there is some horror? How high, you know, is the?
There are different steps in the game, because at the beginning you start as a normal student, and going on the adventures and investigations, you can acquire powers of artifacts, and on the ending of the game reach the maximum power and became a monster hunter or something similar. But the core of the game is the process. So
you don't know nothing about horror, and then something happen, and then you find out, and you can lean towards, you know, this dark power.
The horror.
You acquire powers and you lose sanity. This is the topic of Lovecraft.
Yeah, you slowly lose yourself. So I know that there is a Two Little Mice style 100-page quick start guide. There is a very very generous with the quick start guide. It's basically already a game in there. You will see that it's not very similar to Outgun. It's not kind of an action flicks for Outcome. It's its own standalone game with its own mechanics, especially the you have a roulette for, I don't know, is it called?
The Fire of Madness.
Yeah. And so you have a specific mechanic for madness, which is where you get your powers from on a mechanical level. So you'll find that it's very, in some, I think in some instances it's even more near to Household than it is to Outgun, but it definitely is a new point of view on the director's cut system. And you will tell us, please go and download the quick start
Yes.
and let us
Very,
know.
very full of information, and that's all the way they took the director's cut mechanic and used as was best in their unique setting. So it's a very interesting experience if you came from Household or Outgun, that you already know use the same system into different ways.
And also it will be an experiment an experiment to us to see what other people can do with our signature system, and see if you know, in the future we have a plan of releasing a kind of an OGL SRD. We have talked about that in the past, so this is a good chance to test this way of developing the system. This will be on BakerKit,
Yes, absolutely.
on the 8th.
Yes, October 8th. Yes.
It's
So yes, next week, exactly 7 days from now on BakerKit. Search for High School Cthulhu or Gear Games. You will find the teaser page. I don't know how BakerKit calls it, the pre-launch page, whatever. You can sign right now to be sure to be updated when the campaign starts and update, etc., as you know the drill. And please remember to check the campaign again next week for the starting of this unique campaign.
And can we already say what the pledges are going to be, or some of the items that they can find? I don't know if you can spoil, but we like spoilers, so I don't know if we can already talk.
I can give some spoiler you, and there are basically 3 pledge levels. The digital one, so everything we produce on PDF format. The basic pledge, so you can get the High School Cthulhu rulebook with the cosmic horror dice, the custom set of six-sided dice, obviously, and the all-in the new one, the all-in pledge level. You can get everything we unlock during our campaign. Other than the core book, the extracurricular horrors, that it's a collection of adventures, of stories set in Ismat. We start with pre-adventures, and we hope to grow up as much we can. And there is the Ancient kit. The Ancient is the game master in our game, so there is the screen, the classic screen, and a map of Innsmouth with many location and activities, the business of the people of Innsmouth, and I think starting everything we can get with the All-in pledge.
It's another map from Fabio Perfidia, or it's
yes,
yeah, okay,
yes.
that's so they know. Fabio Perfidia is the same artist who did the map for Household, and he will do the map for Household Volume 2. So he's the same guy who's doing the map of Innsmouth for High School Cthulhu. So that's at least a guarantee of success. When Fabio Perfidia is doing your map, you are already on the right tracks.
I was forgetting one
Yep.
stuff that it's the Audi's Diary. It's a comic booklet story written by Marco Deron Ventura, it's an Italian comic writer, and illustrated by Virginia Salucci, and that it will be included in the senior pledge level, our all-in pledge level, and available in PDF.
Okay, for everyone. So there's going to be a little comic book, basically, for
It's a story set in Ismo that can
which is
give an
always a
idea of the
good way
atmosphere of the
to,
game.
if you want to quickly convey a setting to your friends, like what are we going to play tomorrow, you can give them this small comic book, and it's always better than reading through
Pages.
300 pages of lore to start playing. So we should definitely think about that too. As Simone said, there will be some yes, Fabrizio, there will be some pre-built scenarios to play, and it's something that you will also find available as stretch goal. So there will be definitely some stretch goal, and some of them will be towards new adventures. Am I right? To adding new adventures.
For extracurricular horror.
So I can't wait to see how this project goes. I'm very thrilled. Before a project launches, you're always, I presume, you're a little bit,
1 week before, it's the
nervous.
maximum amount of stress you can get.
I'm excited, like a student at his first day of school.
Yeah, and but it's hopefully this is the beginning of something cool, like school not always is, but sometimes. And they're asking if there is any plan for addition to Vulcania. I don't know.
Yes, we are planning something for Vulcania. Obviously in K25, and we are planning to expand the focus on setting, some aspect of the setting.
So there'll be more about Vulcania as well. Will there be a chance to, if people don't own Vulcania, to get Vulcania during High School Cthulhu?
Yes, I think that it will be possible in the pledge level, in the pledge manager.
It's done during Pledge Manager. Okay. Just to repeat, if you like what you see in the quick start and in the backer kit page of Gear Games High School Cthulhu, they already did a game 4 years ago called Vulcania, which is with an original system, which is steampunk. Thank you, steampunk. Yes, I know. A steampunk game, and if you are interested, you could add those as an add-on in Pledge Manager with High School Cthulhu. So it's a fun and cool way to get to know Gear Games that are cool people, and we call them friends. So
thank you very much.
So I believe we've covered everything. We will leave in our pages on our Discord as well, and you will find the link to the backer kit page of High School Cthulhu. You can download on drive-thru, is the quick start. It's on drive-thru.
No, you can download it directly from the Twitter page.
When you sign for the pre-launch page, you will get automatically to the download live page.
But we'll probably also send you an email at the end of this week from Julie Del Mais. So don't hate us for a lot of mails, but we think this is something worth sharing. Download the quick start. The layout is very unique. It's very well thought. A lot of cool art from a lot of friends. So please give this project a chance and let us know what you think. Thank you, Jay, and thank you, everyone, and thank you to Simone for being here. Hopefully, we can do another live stream when the project is fully funded and you are going great.
Thank you.
I believe we can say goodbye to Simone and reveal the launch date for Household. So,
Right.
bye Simone, we'll see you next week, and best of luck for High School Cthulhu.
Thank you.
And okay, we are back on Household. So, spero che, lo dico anche per gli italiani, spero che vi interesserete tanto a questo High School Cthulhu, che è un progetto veramente a cui i ragazzi Vulcania credono tantissimo, in cui crediamo anche noi, se no non gli avremmo dato l'onere e l'onore di fare il primo Director's Cut. Il progetto è molto figo, lo vedete anche dal layout, è molto pensato e ci sono un sacco di artisti fighi, quindi dateci un'occhiata e soprattutto supportate dall'8 di ottobre su BackerKit. Back to Household, we have one final news for you, and it's the launch date of this campaign. And
Before we start the launch, as soon as this live is over, we will share on our social accounts the link for the pre-launch page. A lot of you asked us while we were teasing with new art and new posts in the last week. 2 weeks. So yes, now it's ready. You can finally sign up to be sure to be always updated with what's happening with Household Volume 2.
So to recap what we said before, having Simone from Gear Games here, on the October 21st, which is the day of the Battle of Ferriev, the battle which led to the end of Household Volume 1, on the same day, 5 years after the first publication of Household in Italy, we will release an introduction to the garden, which is a free PDF, 30 pages, 40 pages. There's be some insight for the history of the Household Volume 2. We will tell you who is the Litling who attacked Ferriev, and you will also know about all the new folks, the new vocations, and all the new stuff and rules that you will find in Household Volume 2. A couple of things that we want to say right now is that Household Volume 2 has said it will widen the lore of the house, not only geographically, meaning that you will be able to visit the garden, the household outside of the house, but also it will broaden the lore
chronologically. We will advance and discover something about the past, but more importantly, see what will happen and what has happened in the time right after Ferriev, the Battle of Ferriev.
In Household Volume 2 also will feature 2 new chapters. Each playable chapter, will last for a year and will be composed of 4 paragraphs, and each of these paragraphs will be tied to a season. So basically, you will start playing in winter, and you'll have spring and summer, autumn, and then another winter, spring, summer, autumn.
Of course, living outside the season will have a major impact on your session, because the type of danger you will encounter and what you have to do in order to survive, the type of creature you may meet will change drastically season after season.
And also you will find the new people of the outside, the new folks, like the gnomes that we introduced you last week, and another folk that we are just about to introduce you. But without further ado, I would say that it's time to reveal the date of this Kickstarter, this crowdfunding campaign on BackerKit. I'm still not used to BackerKit, but we do love it though. Hope you love it as well. We will launch on November the 12th.
Yes.
And you can see here on this brand new graphic, you can see the second playable new outside folk for Household Volume 2. So this is that you are looking right now. This is what we call a fae, or
Yes.
someone would call a wild fae. So we say that gnomes outside of the house are basically sprites, like the salamander. You have the gnomes outside. Now, can we say that faes are fairies? No, but all fairies are fae, because basically these are the fae of the origins. They are the
The
original one.
original fae. What the nowadays fairy Hausian fairies are after, you know, moving inside the house. But yes, their ancestor were the fae, and the fae that decided to stay there and to live there despite everything are now still called fae.
So, as you can see from the picture, the fae of the outside have longer wings, have sturdier wings, more colored. They kind of look like the wings of a cicada or something like that. They will be very bright, but also they are much more stronger. Basically, you know about how fairies cannot fly very fast. They cannot, go against the wind. But the golden backs, the elite of the great imperial army of Faes, will they can fly much better than the usual fairy, and that's because they go to the temple of the star and they get bathed by the light of the star, and that gives them the ability to fly. Well, wild Faes don't know. Yeah, they don't need that because they live under the star since centuries, since generations, so they can fly much better, higher, faster than Ausian fairies. So it's basically a whole folk of goldenbacks, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So yes, we will not call them wild fairies anymore, because wild fairies, it's kind of an insult that come from the inside. They call them wild because they live on the outside, but we will call them, as they call themselves, the fae, or as someone would say, the Seelie court, or the court of the Seelie, as opposed to the unseelie. That's how the fae of the outside called the inside fairies. So yeah, you will find out a lot about Oberon in House of Volume 2. So the guy was not that powerful inside the tree. He raised to power.
Let's say he slightly exaggerated its curriculum.
Yeah.
when he arrived inside the house.
So yeah, tough time for fairies. Thank you, Dominic. Appreciate really. So yeah, second folk outside of the house. We have the gnomes. We have the fairies. We will see what's coming next. One you can imagine, the other one you cannot. You're not ready, and but yeah, there will be 4 new playable folks with new contract. Also, it's worth something to mention that faes of the outside are not only bound by their signature, because they have a much stronger hereditary power, so they have also a much heavier counterpart. So they are not only bound to their own signature, but they are bound to the signature of their deceased parents. So basically they inherit every pact that is signed by their parents. So yes, so basically if you are a fae of the outside and your father or mother signs something and they died before closing that deal, that pact, you are bound.
Inherit their obligation.
Yeah. So it's you will see that it's not an easy life, the life of a wild fair, because you're basically you have a strict direct connection with your ancestor and family. No, Gaia, il contratto si chiamerà Prediletti delle Stelle, ed li renderà capaci di volare molto più forte, ma li rende obbligati non solo a rispettare quello che firmano loro, ma anche tutto quello che hanno firmato i loro genitori, che poi sono morti. Quindi se il padre di qualcuno firma qualcosa e poi muore, i figli sono vincolati a quella firma. So this contract will be called in English Star Chosen. So they're not going to be Star Child, but Star Chosen, because they are the original one. They are already rooting for Morgana.
Already factions inside the fan.
You will see. You will see. Yeah, it's hard time for the fairies, but you will find out more inside the introduction to the garden. So guys, I believe that's it for today. You will find on our pages the link to, you know, follow this campaign, the Household campaign, and also on our pages you will find the link to follow High School Cthulhu, which will launch on October the 8th, so next week. So yeah, keep your eyes open for everything that's coming this year. Also, if you are near Germany, near Düsseldorf, please know that me, Simone, Daniela and Caterina, we will be in Essen for the Essen Spiel in 2 days, 3 days, I don't know, soon.
I will be there starting, me and Caterina will be there starting Tuesday, the day after tomorrow, and Rico and Caterina will join us on Friday and Saturday. So yes, we will be there, whole 2, right beside the Friedrich booth. That's easy to spot. So
Yeah,
we are easy to spot too.
We are just on the back of the
Yes,
the free league
right.
stand, so
We share a wall. Yes,
we are easier to find out this time. And also working at Free League, you will find, I believe, Matt Kay,
Yes.
who is the guy who
The
did the
author
assistant
of
director.
the assistant director.
So
So
you'll be
yes,
there.
you can have a chat with us.
So
Grazie Gaia, grazie Fabrizio.
non saremo a Roma,
No,
saremo a Lucca.
saremo a
Ahimè.
Lucca.
Ahimè a Lucca,
Ma
preferirei
sai,
essere a
Fabrizio,
Roma.
mi sono andato da Roma tanto tempo fa, non voglio andarci per una scherzo. Difficilmente riusciamo ad organizzare, ma lo sapete, ogni volta che partecipiamo da qualche parte cerchiamo di farlo sapere tempestivamente sui nostri canali social, così che possiamo organizzare.
Thank you, Dominic. Extremely kind. As we said, it's hard to believe, but we think that the art, especially in Household Volume 2, is going to be better. This is one of those characters that presents the folk. You have seen it in Household Volume 1. I believe this one is far superior, and the artist, not only Daniela, who is the lead artist, but also the other artists who are doing additional art, they are doing a marvelous job, and I believe you will be stunned by this book. But I always appreciate you guys, you know, taking the time to give feedback, especially good feedback. It's always it's always a pleasure. So guys, thank you very much for being here all this time, and we will see you next week with some news. And please go to
I agree, Jennifer. We need more of this kind of fake out in real life. I 100%.
this
agree
is the
with you.
uniform of the outside army of the outside empire of the fair, so they got good taste. But we will post this picture on the household page on Facebook and Instagram in a bit, so you can take a better look at it. Thank you guys, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you next week with more art and more news and who knows what. Bye, and we'll see you
Bye.
next
See you
time.
soon.